Today's video, we will discuss about the difference between summary and conclusion. Now, most of the time, students faces difficulty in writing the summary and conclusion because they don't know what is the narrow difference exists between these two words in document writing. In this video, we'll try to understand the differences exist between summary and conclusion. Let us have a look what is summary and what is conclusion. The main purpose of a summary is to sum up the main points of the document, whereas the purpose of conclusion is to conclude the text smoothly. Now, if you are preparing a 100 pages document and someone asks to say what is there in the 100 pages document, now you will suddenly search for the summary portion of that particular document because summary contains all the main points that is present in the document. Okay. On the other hand, whenever anyone will ask what is the conclusion of this particular document or what is the conclusion of the particular presentation, then you will suddenly go to the last part of the document because you know that conclusion is always written at the end of the document. Along with that, conclusion always contains the ideas, views, and remarks of the author. Okay, so this is the basic line of difference exists between the summary and the conclusion because in conclusion, you can find the moral, the ideas, the opinion, the remarks, the concluding remarks of the author that cannot be found in the summary because summary is always written in the form of points. Every point is touching the important aspects of the document, whereas you can find conclusion most of the time written in the form of a paragraph. And here the last lines present in the paragraph always contains the present and future aspects, ideas and views of the author. That's why conclusion is always written at the end of the document. Now, important question is how to decide where to use what. Now, it is very difficult for a student to decide where to write the conclusion and where to write the summary. It is very easy actually. Remember that a conclusion aims to revise the entire document while summary aims to highlight the main points. Whenever someone is asking the main points present in the document, then it is better to write the summary for that document. Whereas if someone will ask the entire story and the ideas or the views about that particular story in the document, then it is better to search for the conclusion of that document or write the conclusion for the document because document is a complete revision including the ideas, views and remarks about the particular document. That's why it is always better to write the conclusion at the end of the document. Let us have a look in this particular example. Now, in our day-to-day life, we prefer to read books and we know that in every book there are different chapters. Now, every chapter will focus on different aspects. Now, if anyone will ask to summarize the chapter 1, then the summary of the chapter 1 in this figure, you can find summary 1 contains all the important discussions and points that has been covered in the chapter 1. The similar case is for the chapter 2 and chapter 3, where chapter 2 has its own summary, that is summary 2, and chapter 3 is having its own summary, that is summary 3. Now this summary 1, summary 3 and summary 2 and summary 3 is giving the ideas about the chapter 1, chapter 2 and chapter 3 respectively. It contains the point-wise descriptions of chapter 1, chapter 2 and chapter 3. But whenever anyone will ask how is the book and what are the things covered in this particular book, then suddenly you will find a conclusion section in the book which is at the end, and conclusion section is giving the idea about the chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. Along with that, the moral of the story. Along with that, the views and idea of the author, the recommendation, the remarks, everything will be covered, or the future aspects, everything will be covered in the conclusion section, which is not present in the summary section. Now, if one will read the summary, he or she can understand the points that are being discussed in a particular chapter or in a particular book. But if any reader will read the conclusion, then he will get all the pros, cons, discussions, then ideas, views, everything. Okay, everything that is written in the conclusion section. And it should in the form of a precise paragraph, whereas summary is written in the form of points. They are in concise manner. Okay, now this is the basic difference between the your summary and conclusion. Now after seeing this video, I think student will not face difficulty in writing the summary and conclusion.